This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. Here's my review of everything that has happened in the Arrowverse so far for the 2020 to 2021 season. I'll be going over the first 5 episodes of Batwoman, the first 3 episodes of Black Lightning, but we'll mainly focus on the series premiere of Superman and Lois. I just want to clarify, once again, for this series, I'll be focusing on the shows that I enjoy the most, which includes The Flash, Superman and Lois, Legends of Tomorrow, and Stargirl, but I will mention the other shows because I do watch them all, but the rest of them I don't watch with much of an interest, and a few of them I don't fully enjoy that much, but I will still watch them just to make sure I am caught up with everything for crossovers. I am starting up with Batwoman and talking about the first 5 episodes of Season 2. Personally, with the show, I never loved the leads, and I think that the supporting cast is not very interesting, which I think is the main problem, and I feel like they have wasted so many storylines and potential opportunities for the show. For example, Hush, I think he has been wasted in the show, but that is very common for the character, and I'm going to go more into that in a different video. I also hate how this does not go into Batman's legacy, and that is why I think Supergirl is a better show than this, because it at least honors Superman, using some of his villains, including big ones like Lex Luthor, Cyborg Superman, and the Parasite. But here, the best we got was Hush, and although he is a big villain, I think they definitely could have done better, and almost every major character that has ever appeared in a Batman franchise has not appeared in this. To me personally, I think the 3 main characters to make up a Batman story is, of course, Bruce Wayne, Jim Gordon, and Alfred Pennyworth. And if you look across all Batman movies, these 3 characters have appeared, and none of them have even been mentioned that often. With Gordon, I don't think he would be acknowledged at all, and Alfred and Bruce only getting quick mentions every once in a while, and I think it's a real shame that none of them have been mentioned. I get Bruce not being there because they want to keep him out of the spotlight, and of course they want to do everything to keep him out because of his storyline they've built up for him, of him being missing. But Alfred could be there, and of course it makes no sense for Jim Gordon to have disappeared unless he was killed, and I really don't like how they've killed off or written off so many of Batman's allies, like Lucius Fox, who is a very important character that I enjoy, and it's a real shame that he was killed off screen. A really major move they could have made is something similar to Supergirl introducing Superman in the Season 2 premiere, but they did not do that, and it's really a bad move, I think, because that would have definitely brought inching into the show, even if they only appeared temporarily. There are so many characters they could have chosen, but most of them are being restricted by other DC properties, since DC doesn't like having multiple to certain versions of characters. So it would eliminate characters like Nightwing, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, I believe he's appearing in the new season of Titans. Barbara Gordon, I think, also was appearing in there. Batman, obviously, there was something they didn't want in there. Alfred Pennyworth has his own show. So I think the best could be Jim Gordon. But that still, I don't think would be big enough to do it. And they would need something bold to do it to make the show even better and more interesting. Now, looking at plot lines, I think the way that the character of Ryan Wilder found the Batwoman suit and everything happened wasn't even too convenient even for a comic book movie or show, because she saw the plane crash, which I think is at least fair for a comic book movie or show, and then she finds the Batsuit, which I think is also fine, but then she finds that it fits her perfectly, which is very weird, and it's also really convenient that the characters of Bruce Wayne, Kate Kane, and now Ryan Wilder were all about the same size and would all be able to fit into the Batsuit, which I think is very, very weird. And for shows like Stargirl, they at least showed her modifying the costume so she could fit into it. But I definitely think that they could have done a better job explaining this, and maybe gave her a new Batsuit and written her into a better way. I think that most of the storylines have either been just okay or kind of bad, and I just really haven't been really interested in the show that much. And considering the ratings of the show, I wouldn't be surprised if season 3 is its final season. This is because this is an estimate, just to let you know. Originally starting, Batwoman had around 2 million viewers, and in one of its first season episodes, it had around 500,000. If you don't know that fast math, that's about a 75% drop in viewership, and I don't know how the show could be lasting any longer, especially considering how other shows have not dropped that much, even though they've been on longer, and some of the dumbest shows, like Legends, although I do enjoy Legends, I realize it's stupid, and I just kind of watch it for fun, and that it still has higher viewership than Batwoman. And there have been many people predicting for years that the show would be cancelled, so if that was going to be cancelled, especially considering the viewership, it seems even more likely that Batwoman will be cancelled. And I really was ashamed that the show wasn't as good as I thought it would be, because when I first heard of it, I had extremely high hopes and thought that Batwoman was good in the original crossover she appeared in, but I just feel like the show kind of wasn't able to live up to the expectations, especially considering previous shows like Gotham, Batman the Animated Series, The Dark Knight, and so many more versions of Batman. I'm just so sad that this did not live up, and I hoped it could be so much better. Looking at Black Lightning, I think it definitely is a good show. It's just not the show for me. I still appreciate it for what it is, but I don't fully enjoy it as much as I would with other shows. But I still think it is intriguing. It's very interesting to see them in this world where they are now part of a bigger universe and now have to deal with anti-metahuman sentiment. And it definitely looks interesting, and it potentially put in the fact that the character of Lynn, the love interest of the main character, Jefferson Pierce, Black Lightning, might be the brother to John Diggle, since she mentioned she had a brother named John, and her father was in the military, and Diggs' adopted father was in the military, but his mother wasn't, and I think that in the universe, Lynn became his stepsister, and Lynn's mother died in combat, making his father remarry, and that may be the one reason to fill in this plot hole, but that definitely is an interesting one. Looking at my favorite one here, Superman and Lois' premiere was amazing. I definitely loved this show the most. I think it went off almost perfectly. The show perfectly set it up, and I think was one of the best shows from the Arrowverse to come out ever. And I just have so many things to say about this premiere. Let's just go right into it. First off, I have to say, this show looks amazing. The budget put into it is definitely a lot higher than everything else, and this truly looks like a movie. This is on the scale of what streaming shows are like. This looks like it could be something on par with The Mandalorian or WandaVision, and I think that they are doing a great job. And with Superman being one of the biggest superheroes to ever exist, it is understandable why he got it. I hope the show paves the way for live action shows featuring Batman and Wonder Woman being able to make it to TV, since it seems that Warner Brothers is very restrictive of those characters appearing in any live action form that is not in a giant movie. And if they do, they can only appear as their secret identities, with very rare exceptions, like the series finale, as shown in Gotham. But if you think of it, the last time we've seen a true Batman in live action in a TV show setting is in the 1960s, and Wonder Woman was in the 80s, I believe, with that TV show. Looking at Superman and Lois again, because I don't want to keep going back to other heroes that overshadow him. I think that the family dynamic they have is great. Clark and Lois get along very well together, and they go well together with their two kids, and it makes it feel very natural that the world they live in. It doesn't feel like Superman has been retconned into the world, since technically he has been, although Clark, as Superman, has always been part of the timeline of Supergirl. It has not been part of the main Earth Prime timeline, and it's very interesting to see how he's incorporated in. I love the scene seeing him in the original suit from the comics, and they definitely didn't need to do that, since it was only for one scene, and they had to create a whole new costume for that. Also, it looks amazing that Superman isn't being overshadowed by anyone in this, since, and everything else he has been in, since he was not the lead of it. He has been overshadowed by everyone in this show, and I think that Superman definitely shines now, with him being the main character, and I think the show is amazing. Looking at the parts I enjoyed the opening montage, showing his life on Earth. I also loved how the kids discover Superman as their father, slowly putting the clues together. I definitely like the relationship with Clark and Lois, how they are in Smallville, and how that sets it up, and how it explains quickly how Clark loses his job, and definitely leaves them left intrigue for the season. This show definitely is one that was interesting for the Arrowverse, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories, and may the Force be with you.